To talk about Fro Fest Bago. What is that all about? Joining us via Skype, Hannah Alfred, who is the organizer. Hannah, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
How are you this morning?
Thank you for having me.
It is a pleasure having you. So, Fro Fest Bago is a highly anticipated natural hair event. Tell me about this event.
Yes, so it's a natural hair march and festival, right? It was born out of a need for Black women to be able to come together and celebrate their natural beauty.
How did you conceptualize this, and when did it happen?
It was maybe about 6 months ago. A friend of mine came and was speaking about how she got this vision of wanting to create a space in which Black people could celebrate the journey back to self-love. Obviously, more than all other races, we have faced the struggle of self-acceptance and self-love because of what's been portrayed in the media to do with our race and obviously the history. And so it's almost like an event to celebrate who we are in our natural state. It's not just about the hair. It's about a return back to loving ourselves, just the way that we are born.
You know, Hannah, we have heard the narrative many times, especially in the workplace, where people of color with a certain hair texture are told that they have to tame their hair and they can't wear them in certain hairstyles and they're not allowed to have it all because it's untidy. What do you have to say about that?
This is a very real thing that is still happening in 2019. You know, even there are many women that are natural that still feel like in a professional environment they need to have a wig on or something that makes them look more professional. Myself, I used to work in the bank, and even my natural hair was, you know, I was being told to make it neater, tidier, purely because it was curly and coily, you know. So it is a problem that still persists today, and that's why we want to create Fro Fest in order to get everyone together to support each other in our journey back to our natural states.
So how are you going to, you know, how are you going to change the narrative? How are you going to pretty much empower people to, well, to love themselves as they are in their natural state, as you say? How are you gonna push that message?
Okay, well, I think the event in and of itself, what it represents, I think, you know, for all of us that come and see each other with our afros, our locks, our natural hair out and proud, and we get to see people with similar textures as ours and hear their journey and interact with each other. The hope is that in that gathering, we leave forever changed. We leave with greater enthusiasm to wear our hair loose more often, natural, because we now feel as though this is normal. To wear our hair loose is normal.
I want to hear your story.
Beyond that,
I want to hear your story. How did you get to the phase where you are now in your life, where you have accepted yourself in your natural state and you have that level of self-love?
Okay, so I actually went through a conscious awakening, and that made me question life and myself and everything. And part of that was really looking at who I was and how much of it was programmed and how much of it was how I really felt, right? And in doing that, I realized that, you know, myself, I'm mixed with Black and white, that I was shying away from anything that made me Black, right? And including my hair, you know, being an afro and not being down and curly, I realized that no, I need to embrace who I really am. And yeah, that was part of my return back to natural. But beyond this, I feel as though it is my mission, one of my missions, to bring a greater feeling of unity, love, self-acceptance back to the Black community.
Yeah, Hannah, so this event, can you give me some information as to when it's taking place, where it's taking place, the time, and for more information where people can go?
Yes, sure. So you can check us out on Instagram and Facebook via Fro Fest Bago. The event is happening on August 3rd at Store Bay Beach. So it's going to be a beautiful setting overlooking the ocean. And the march starts at Bon Accord and comes down to Store Bay. So like I said, August 3rd from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. You can sign up, if you're in Trinidad, New Earth Organics in Robert Street in Woodbrook. And in Tobago, there's Apex Bar and Grill. There's Batiki Point in the Port Mall, and Things Natural in Crown Point.
All right, thank you very much, Hannah Alfred, for joining us to tell us about Fro Fest Bago. It's all about going natural. You know, an interesting conversation, important conversation as well, because as Hannah said, you know,
it's about loving yourself in your natural state.
Exactly.